Hello everyone, I'm here for discussion number 3. On the previous discussion, I have briefly gone through some of these articles that's on our textbook, but today I would like to dive deeper into some of these articles and explain how it's applicable to me on my day-to-day basis and how it's going to impact to my employer or the company, right? As I'm going to start off with the DHS case. As we all know, uh, how the Department of Homeland Security ended up making the false conclusion of the family, where they were having a photography session and the white man taking a picture of the two young Asian girls. Because of the lack of communication and the racial profiling, they ended up making the wrong conclusion out of that, and thought something is off on that scenario, right? And oftentimes this happens to the workplace. That's what I personally feel. Like sometimes we make a judgment on the people based off the racial profilings, and don't want to communicate well with those people, so it might kind of help it might destroy the team environment in the company, and overall it might have some ethical issues and some concern about the uh, being racist, or like kind of degrade the environment within the company and degrade the company culture, right? um, so there is also heuristic in decision making. So oftentimes we rely on the rule of thumb in the time crunch situation without analyzing the things, without a better communication, and it might lead to some wrong decisions at the workplace, and also might lead the failure to the team and failure to the company. The second one is Osman, System 1 versus System 2. System 1 is very fast, intuitive, and automatic, whereas the System 2 is like slow, analytical, and involvement of a broader team. And I think there is no such things like good decisions are purely intuitive or analytical. I think personally, I think they should go side by side. For example, at my work, sometimes we have a major field issues. There's a urgent warranty claims from the customer, so system 1 might be much more effective. We have to act really fast. We have to be intuitive and try to find a solution very quick to prevent the downtime. Whereas system 2, oh, like in some of the major projects, system 2 might be more valid, right? We have to bring the cross-functional team together, do the data modeling, structure analysis, and design validations. That way it helps to resolve the issue for the customers. So I think the combination of both system 1 and system 2 improves better decision quality, and also helps to improve the innovativeness and creativeness in the company. So this kind of culture of both welcoming system 1 and system 2 might help uh, us in our day-to-day basis, and help to succeed in our roles, and also helps the company, right? This kind of company culture will benefit everyone, and there should be a perfect balance between system 1 and system 2. The third topic is Rachel article, where it talks about the discovery and architecture of the brain. So I think this is uh, I have a very good takeaway from this article. It's not about working less; it's about working smart by working with the brain, your brain architecture, right? So, as per the article, right, our mind doesn't work at 100% if we had some kind of a time crunch. So as a team, as a company, I think we should have a better balance of managing our workload and trying to make sure we are not making any decisions out of randomness, right? So in order to tackle those kind of situations, I figure out a couple of ways to tackle that. Like sometime uh, do not jump into the high priority task right away. Maybe take a break in between, schedule some no agenda time for the self reflection, and making sure your mind gets enough rest, or some time to think about the various aspects that might affect your decisions, and that might and how it will impact to you, your team, and your company. So this is a very good article that I have learned some important skills on my day-to-day basis. And I think companies should also focus on the work-life balance thing. As per this article, the mind really acts really good when it doesn't have any like a crunch or any pressures, and balancing and the work-life balance definitely help people to improve their creativity and also the effectiveness of the work. So this article talks about such kind of things. And the last one is the Sutherland article. So it did talk about some of the biases we may have on our day-to-day basis, right? The first one is the confirmation bias, where we always seek for the evidence to support our belief, and I have seen that often time at my work. I personally do. For example, sometimes we think like our chillers are well designed, and we are very overconfident, right? So we only test our chillers at the standard conditions and don't think of doing any further testing on the worst case scenario. And what happens is, like, because of that bias, we ended up finding that our design fell on some of the extreme customer conditions, that we never optimize our design around that region of the compressor map, right? So this kind of confirmation bias and overconfidence might lead some of the failures to the project, that ultimately fails the team goal, and it will directly impact to the company. So I think this kind of attitude needs to be changed at the workplace. You need to work with the cross-functional team and making sure you all succeed as a team. This will definitely benefits the company, and also helps to establish a good relationship with the customers, and it will build a good trust between those two companies. And there's also one more interesting topic called the sunk fallacy. So it talks about how we keep on continuing on the projects that we already know it failed. So I have also done that before. So for one of my project, where we were trying to detect the surge on the chillers, we ran the whole thing with the wrong refrigerant. We After 6 months we found out those data are not going to be valid, but we still don't want to give up on that project, because we knew we invested so much time and effort on that project. So I think this kind of fallacy needs to go away, because we need to act and make a decision that will benefit for the company, the benefit for the team, and benefit for your self-development, right? So I personally think I have learned a lot from this article as well. And the last one is the authority compliance and the group think. Oftentimes we kind of get scared to question some of the decisions made by the higher authority, and get scared about it, right? But I think if it's not a right decision for the team and company, we should be able to speak up. So based of all these four articles, I personally think, like, if we were able to implement some of these key principles in our decision making process, it will definitely benefits for our career growth. It will definitely helps our team, and also help a company to succeed on the company goal, and build a good relationship and trust with the customers.